So admittedly, I wasn't really expecting much from this week's episode from My Hero Academia, mostly because I didn't really remember what was supposed to be happening because I was working on other projects and stuff, so I wasn't really remembering what anything was supposed to happen because of the previews, and I completely forgot what happened in the previews and this and that and yada yada. I didn't really know what was supposed to happen other than new teams were supposed to be fighting against each other, which was Yaoyorozu's team and Kendo's team from Class 1A and Class 1B and yada yada, whatever, fucking doesn't matter. I wasn't really expecting much. I didn't really know what was going to happen. I thought they were going to only have like one episode to fight, but then I forgot, oh wait, they have to do like a whole arc of this, so it's going to potentially drag out a little bit longer until we can actually get to the fight that we really want to see. So we get to see a little bit more of what's actually going to happen, and in this episode, I thought I was going to mainly focus on the rival conflict between Kendo and Yaoyorozu that they have naturally between each other, but they didn't do that. Instead, the episode decided to focus mostly on Tokoyami and his character growth and him developing further with his quirk and such, and I wasn't really expecting that. I didn't know that that's what they were going to do, and I'm actually kind of glad they did that because I do like his character, I do like seeing him, and I do like seeing him improve, and the way that they had him improve was because of the time that he spent, working with Hawks, and like the work study and all this other stuff. He pretty much found out that Hawks wanted him to join because he wanted to know what was going on with the League of Villains, because we already know that there's another side plot with Hawks that he's trying to, get something out from the League of Villains and this and that, and because they're very similar to one another, he said like they're birds to a feather or something similar to like that, and that he also thought that Tokoyami was actually wasting his potential, the potential that he had hidden within him. He was actually wasting it, and ultimately what ended up happening is that Tokoyami ended up coming up with a plan with his quirk, Dark Shadow, to be able to gain the ability to actually gain flight, which he actually does in the episode. And I'm not sure what kind of laws of physics he's breaking by being able to do this with Dark Shadow, because essentially even Midoriya actually mentions in the episode that it was like so obvious in his head that we should have already seen that he was able to do this. But essentially what he does is that Dark Shadow is technically floating all of the time, and so what ends up happening is that he takes off the cloak that he always wears. Dark Shadow goes under it, whilst Tokoyami has it like behind his back, and then basically he just carries Tokoyami with his arms, and then he just glides through a specific area. So it's a little funny looking, and I don't know, like I said, if it's breaking any sort of laws of physics, but anything to get to see his motherfucker start flying, I guess. And then he pretty much just starts fighting against with this other guy, Kyoryo, or however you pronounce this fucking stupid name. I'll have a text on the screen how you're supposed to spell it and properly pronounce it, but I don't really know how you're supposed to fucking pronounce this stupid name. And essentially what his quirk does is that he allows himself to be able to go into shadows and be able to move around in the shadows, and apparently he's developed his quirk enough to be able where he's able to move those, but it has to be shadows that are actually even movable, or they're on an object that needs to be movable. Pretty much there's not really much to him. He's not going to get that much development because I think he's just kind of like a side character, and he's not really that interesting to begin with. I thought his quirk is interesting and that he has an interesting design, but I don't really feel any way specific towards him, so I think he's fine. But other than that, I don't really feel anything towards him. And then the episode pretty much ends with Kendo setting up her whole plan with how she's trying to, capture everybody on the team. And this mushroom girl, she can, I don't even really know her name. I didn't even really know what her quirk was, but I guess like she can plant like mushrooms on her, or not on her, well, yes, of herself, but on other people and other objects. And it's just like, is that all she's able to do? And like grow them and expand them and stuff like that? Is that all she's able to do? Because that's really lame. Yeah, that's kind of the episode. I don't really have that much to say about it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I thought it was enjoyable. I did not hate the time that I had with it, and I think characters had enough unique moments within each other, because they also are trying to like set up other plans, because the first match ended up motivating them to kind of come up with the idea of how they're going to try to combat against the other team, and I really like that. And there's not really much else for me to really say, as I don't really have any other opinions about the episode other than that. I thought it was fine. I thought it was enjoyable enough. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you want more, subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.